Peace and love, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Aisha Sisterhood podcast with Queen Sue and the Sisters, where we
Hello.
present our topic on devoted in moments, absent in meaning, the age of temporary love, and how did loyalty get so cheap that love loses its commitment? Today is April 19th, 2026, 6 p.m. This is uh this is our eighth podcast for this year, so we're looking forward to starting this new topic. I'm joined here with Queen Sue, Andy Wu, and some of the other sisters will be joining here in a second. Peace and love, sisters. Can y'all
Peace and
hear me?
love.
Okay. Yes. So we want to start it off with our with prayer. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Fatiha, and Queen Sue, you can bring us in with prayer after that. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, the cherisher, sustainer of the word, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee do we worship, thine aid we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those who bestowed thy grace, the way of those whose portion is not wrath, and those who go not astray. Amen.
Amen. Heavenly Father, we come to you today, humble as we know how, for you to reach out to each and every one of our loved ones and our family and our friends, to put a coat of protection amongst everybody in the scene of the networking and in the outer world. Lord, we ask you to cover our family. We ask you to cover our children. Lord, we're crying out to you today because we are a race of people, Lord, that we bowing down because we need you right now. We need you right now like we have never, ever, ever needed you before, God. And we know that with supplication and prayer that you never lead us wrong. So, Lord, we're going to let you lead this podcast so we can give a good message out there to all of the unknown caller. And we just ask you, Lord, to just guide us and help us along the way in everything you do. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I'm trying to move us around so we can see each other better. Okay. All right. So the topic we have all been, so this has been a topic that we've actually been looking we've been very adamant on speaking on this topic. Peace and love, sister. So I have Mama Teresa on the line. Can you hear us? Peace and love.
Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and
All
love.
right.
Peace and love.
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all this Sunday. So our topic that we will start now is where we're just discussing the age of temporary love, loving with no long-term commitments, or putting so much into relationships. Of course, relationships is such a broad topic. So on the sense of love is where we're gonna kind of start that discussion off with. As far as the fact of giving so much and then in the end, maybe not even having that same love or situation going on. So with that, I'm going to open the floor, and then we'll have some pointers and topics that we can be able to discuss. As far as with that, I'm going to start with you, Queen Sue, to open that topic up for us, dear.
Okay, like you said, getting out there to the audience and stuff like that, so many of us, even of myself and other individuals that will be participating in this conversation on today, they have been long-term relationship with short-term obligations and people sticking to us. You feel what I'm saying? And so we need to just rally around there. I invited a whole lot of different people, you know what I'm saying, to join in with our podcast today because the conversation, it was a hot topic. You feel what I'm saying? And everybody got something to say about it. So I'm just excited as we move forward with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just excited to get it going on. So I'm opening up the floor to Mama Teresa, what good will they say what they got to say, and we'll start just piggybacking, okay?
So I think, okay, I'll start this off. I first have to say, I believe that the reason that relationships don't last in today's world is because with social media and phones and just everything else, we all have so many options. Even if they're not good options, they're options. So you're not going to lock in and put all your eggs into one basket because you got five, six, seven other people out there that's gonna do what your guy or your girl is not doing. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to invest the time to say, "Hey, babe, how do we fix it? How do we get better? How do we do better? How do we lock in with each other?" Um, because everybody got a plan B. So many plan Bs out here. So many different options. Like, oh, you don't want to do it, I call somebody else to do it. And that's um
Where am I
it's a
from?
double-headed sword. It's a good and bad thing, actually. I think it's more bad than good for sure. Because I think we also lose that solid foundation with people that if we really invested our time with, they could really turn out to be great for us in our lives.
Let me ask you this, sister, on what you were saying as far as the fact of having so many plan Bs. Do you feel like that's just like now something that it seems like we have to have? I mean, I know that it's always good to have a plan B, but in these times versus times before, do you feel like that we need more of a plan B, have to have that other option versus where you're looking for that solitude with one person and kind of just sticking to that,
I
that
I
one
don't
thing?
think we want to have plan Bs as
Okay.
it pertains to people, but because of social media and things being so easily accessible, it's so easy just to pick up your phone and go out on another date, or have somebody else to go take you out, or have somebody else come screw in a light bulb for you, whatever it is that you would need. It's just easy to find somebody else to do it. Versus maybe getting with your partner to say, hey, I need this done. How do I get it done? Or how do we meet in the middle so everybody's happy and content to be able to screw in this light bulb, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to take the time to solve the problem of screwing in the light bulb. Let's come bring our minds together and solve it together. You gave me a no. Next, I'll get somebody else to screw in this light bulb. Somebody will come do it.
And
And,
that's
and
where
with things being so accessible, that's where the problems come in, is because now you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't got to invest your time,
Yeah.
because somebody else gonna come take care of it.
yeah,
And
and I think not trying to cut you off or nothing like that. I think that's where it poses a problem for our relationship with people. You know what I'm saying? There's not any trust among the two that want to get together. They see each other, they see what they like, but they not up for the task that it take to make it work. You feel what I'm saying? The stability of the man ain't where it's at today. I'm not bashing him. The stability of the woman ain't there no more because everybody got options. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And ain't nobody got no what you call that togetherness. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna make this work. With sticks and bones, we're gonna go on and we gonna build. Nobody don't have the same capacity in their mind on building together. You hear what I'm saying? The majority of the time, if it ain't one person on one side looking for, I can get this up out of this person and make this, so they go make a happy home somewhere else. That's why it'd be a long-term relationship and a messed up situation, because they ain't been looking about investing inside you. They've been looking investing inside of themselves.
yeah.
And you're the person to make it happen. You feel what I'm saying? For them to make a happy home somewhere else. I haven't seen anything else too much different from that. You hear what I'm saying? But our brothers and our sisters ain't built like they was on yesterday. You hear what I'm saying? The world is moving so fast. It's moving speedily fast, and everybody is about what they could get out the melting pot right now. You hear what I'm saying? It ain't
Pardon the
no
body. And thank you for joining us, Sister Honey, as well. I didn't get to introduce you as well. And I seen you had your finger up. What you got, sister?
Girl, listen here. That's where I logged on. Baby, I got a whole lot to unpack on this show. Okay, so first thing first.
did we do prayer?
First things first, right? And I'm piggybacking off of you, D Woo. Unfortunately, that is the mentality of today. Social media and all these different platforms give people a false sense of reality. That's number one. This is a false sense because those likes, those DMs, that stuff does not equal a man or a woman that's sincere. Okay,
Right.
it don't equal that. That's it. That's that. And but just like D Woo said, see, it don't. It gives you options, whether they good options or bad options. You know what I'm saying? No, and unfortunately today we have people that equate that attention for something real, and it's not. It really is just like your title, Fatima, an illusion. It's an illusion. It's all fake. It's all fake. Because just like what Queen Sue said, everybody coming into these situations with a motive. Nobody has staying power. The word commitment does not exist today. Even in some marriages, the word commitment does not exist today.
Right.
Because social media then gave everybody these false sense of reality. Just like what she said, if you can't screw the light bulb in, I'm gonna call somebody else to screw the light bulb in, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to be like that. A woman should be able to call her man and say, baby, I need this light bulb screwed in. And that man should be willing to screw the light bulb in. And if he doesn't know how to screw the light bulb in, as a leader, he should be finding somebody to come screw this light bulb in. The woman should not have to call plan B.
That's right.
Plan A should eliminate all plan B, C, D, and F. But we don't have no power. We don't have no commitment. We don't have two people coming together and saying, we're going to do this regardless. It's me and you against the world. Nobody feels like this anymore because social media has given us a false sense of reality. And just because somebody think you cute, just because somebody want to have sex with you, does not mean that they want to spend the rest of their life with you. It's a false
They got options.
It's part of the body. I'm going piggybacking on everybody. First of all, did we do prayer already?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, because I came on a little late.
you did
But
already.
social media is the platform right now. We got dating sites. We got people, you look up and you make comparisons with. You got people out there right now that's just looking for somebody to build off of what they have, not what you have already for you both to have something together. But people are nowadays looking that you're being successful and they ride your tailcoat and they get what they want and they get their business going, then they going on to somebody else. Even though you the person that helped them put in all the work. They turn around and they go to another relationship and building another whole marriage or whatever it might be with somebody else. So now the social media right now is put it where, okay, you don't have to really be with that person. You can drop them, go to the next person, like you all were saying. It doesn't be that it's any kind of commitment because right now it's pass and go. I'll holler later type of atmosphere that people are doing nowadays. Like Honey was also saying, they see you cute, you look like this and that, they get what they want. And right now at the back door is somebody else already there. It's no commitments, it's no where okay, we're gonna try to work this out. Even though this is going on, that's going on, we're gonna work this out. Like you was talking about the light bulb, for example. We're gonna try to put it in there, see if it'll work. Me and you, not Bobo and Shaquila down the street. A lot of times when people have to go get somebody else, it turned into a whole different relationship, not just putting the light bulb in. So people tend to use that and use other things from social media to say that that's their excuse. They talking to this one online, they agreeing with this online, and the next thing you know, they start a whole relationship.
That be in the door. It's part of the body. That be in the door. For one thing, we got to get our mindsets together, y'all. Y'all, we got to come to reality, and the reality is this:
Yeah.
women think and work with emotion. Men work on logic. You know what I'm saying? They they math already before when they see you across the room in the banquet hall, they see you across the room in the tavern, see you across the room at Target. They already mapped out. It's just like a computer. You see, AI is moving this thing around here. You hear what I'm saying? Because they being keyed in. They being got their whole DM on you. You hear what I'm saying? So the plots and the plans is everything that they want to go on and move forward to, because they already mapped out. They plan stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They plan not for years to come. And another thing I want to tell y'all, I got to go back to y'all light bulb again. Y'all was saying that I have to call somebody else to put that light bulb. No, if it's a real man in your household, you ain't got to tell him what you need and what you want in your house. He supposed to already know.
There you go. There you go.
He supposed to already know. And see what we working with right now? We working with a lot of mama babies. You know what I'm saying?
What you just said, Queen.
Mama baby. And the reason we work with mama baby because the mamas, such as myself, we ain't took the titty out the mouth yet. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they standing up to be a man, they're gonna fall back on mama, crying like a little itch. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Tell the truth, shame the devil. And they ain't bashing the men and nothing like that, because it is some good men out there. But they good to who they want to be good to. And they don't stay good all the time. They don't stay good all the time.
For the body. Just joined us.
For the good, get good for the goodie. That's all they be doing. Hey, sugar.
Peace and love, y'all.
I want to say something real quick, right?
Yeah.
Back piggybacking off what Queen Sue said, and y'all, look. See, I was delusional at one point too. Okay, so I had a man. Y'all see the quotes, right? Okay, and he said, "Find a place, and I'm gonna give you half on the rent." Right. So I tell Queen Sue, y'all. I'm trying to be common. I don't want to be cussing because I know we on YouTube and everything. Girl, Queen Sue lit my ass up, okay? She said, don't you start that shit.
I ain't talking about being no gold digger, but niggas stand up and be what you gotta be. Excuse my French.
Exactly. And she said it. Listen, she gave it to me, y'all. And it really kind of hit me in the throat because I was excited, right? Queen like, that ain't what no man do, baby. No. If he wants you to live with him and y'all live together, he gonna find it. Then he gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
And guess what? She went lying, and guess what I did? I went the other direction and bought me a house. After that conversation, sure did. I didn't even go looking for no apartment with him, okay? None of that. But I had to get that information from my mother dead. So Queen Sue was like a surrogate to me. And so she would just give me what my mother would have gave me if she was alive. You understand what I'm saying? And I needed that. And I needed that. So that's so that was, I had to laugh because baby, I gave y'all the sugar-coated version. Y'all know that lady lit my ass up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? We can sugarcoat a whole lot of things, but we just got to keep it 100 because people don't understand us sugarcoating. You got to get funky with the funky out here. You got to be a realist out here. You hear what I'm saying? You can't put a little honey on something that's ain't got no sugar on it at all and it's salty. You feel what I'm saying? You got to cover that thing up the right way. Yes. And with that being said, I want to keep on iterating that I'm not out here bashing any men or nothing like that. It takes two to make something work. You hear what I'm saying? But there's no robbery. You understand what I'm saying? fair exchange ain't no robbery. And
That's right.
what I really want to say, I ain't gonna say, but y'all already feel what I want to say. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on, talk that talk. Talk that talk. Talk that talk.
Ain't no robbery. That's the bottom
Well,
line.
we have to give our opinion from a woman's standpoint. That's all we can come from is a female's perspective. You know what I'm saying? We can't come from a male's perspective because we're not men. So ain't no bashing, but we just gonna keep it funky around here. You know, the men not men like they used to be. They got 1925 requirements, and they not 1925 men. You know, they don't pay bills, they don't cook. I mean, they don't put groceries in the house for you to cook and be mad when ain't no meals. You know, they don't pay bills. They want to be princesses. Let's keep it real. So we can't both be princesses. You know,
right? Tell me what you cooking.
They want to be a better princess than you when you get through.
Right, what you cooking and ain't bought a grocery.
What did you buy?
Go for bread.
That's all I'm saying. Then you mad when all you got is toast. I'm just saying that's all you put in here was bread. True. So it's people nowadays it's all self gratification. Like nobody's in it in life just to do for others or they got to be getting something out of it. Otherwise, they don't want to do it.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And then the ones that will get out there and do something, they want to use you as a prize until you make them mad. You understand what I'm saying? An ugly boogler bear want to have you on his arm. You understand what I'm saying? My baby, she got the baddest shape, she got this and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I got her bling up and all that kind of stuff. But being everybody barracuda that's around face behind your back. You hear what I'm saying? You got that. You know what I'm saying? They want to be a showpiece for them to show off. You know what I'm saying? And they want to show off about two things. They want to show that they got it going on, or they want to show that they got a woman and let them know that they ain't no booty bandit. That's all I'm saying.
I had to write my name.
Well, I'm gonna say in that case, like with the guys that just want women to be with them type stuff. Sometimes we look at the women like, dang, I feel sorry for her. But some of us women know what the men are doing, and hey, it is what they is. They accepting it. That don't even mean they sleeping with the guy that they got on their arm. They doing that shit, but they getting the bread. Ain't got to fuck, suck, nor nothing. So a lot of people, if the women want to keep on sucking and fucking and for free, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, say for instance, it's a lot of these women okay with being second-rate citizens. You feel what I'm saying? They're not being the goddesses that they were born to be. Earth is a femi energy. We have a femi energy, and a lot of the man is feminine right now. Some of it has to do with chemtrails, though. I mean, in reality, some of them was already booty bandits, and some of them already was divas before the chemtrails. But they are putting estrogen in chemtrails. So that's what the men are breathing in. And I think that has a lot to do with a lot of these feminine energies in these men, because these men is getting into it, arguing with women, fighting women, like the guy who just tried to jump on Ice Spice. You a whole man. So the energies, we not just fighting against what we see. We're fighting against what we don't see. So it's a lot deeper, and us talking about this, getting down to the nitty gritty, then we'll know how to recognize some of these things. You know,
I think a big part of, and see, you know what, I hate to say this because it's like half and half, right? You talk about in terms of when they finally put out welfare and food stamps and all of those things, right? So those things did two things. It empowered women to not have to deal with certain things in their household. Because let's recall back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, there were a lot of uneducated women. They didn't have jobs. The men worked. You know what I'm saying? So they endured a lot just staying in the household because they had no way out. So when they brought in all of these programs like the food stamps and Section 8 and all that stuff, it empowered women to not have to sit and deal with certain things. Now
Yeah.
I don't got to take your stuff. I don't got to sit here and take your abuse. I don't got to sit here and take your manipulation. I don't got to sit here and watch you make babies on me and watch you do this, that. I don't got to sit and watch all of that because now I got a way out with or without an education, with or without a job. But it also did break up the household. It broke up relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, but how do you say that's a bad thing when now people don't have to take abuse? You get what I'm saying? It's like,
That's the way it should.
Yeah, you know, the arithmetic to that is that you said the key word when you said that they empowered us. They empowered us by putting our men in prison and taking them away from us. They didn't want for the black family to have a family setting with the husband and the wife and the children in there. So they enslaved them doing imprisonment. You hear what I'm saying? And that caused a whole lot of stuff. And then they acted like they was giving us something when they was really giving us free stuff to really to cripple us. To the fact where I ain't got to work, I got a check coming. I ain't got to work, I got food stamps coming. And so what it really did, it destroyed our family. It destroyed us as whole people for real. So like you said, the real beast is an unseen beast. The lies right in front of our faces. You know what I'm saying? Fighting against one another when they the one that already embarked in all the poison inside of us, and they sitting back cackling and laughing because they have destroyed the black families.
Yeah.
You know
but see, in destroying it, it also, it also showed women that they don't got to take that stuff. So it's a good and a bad thing. Like, but see, you got to take the good with the bad in life. You can't take one or have one over the other. So
you can't have
it did destroy the black family, but it definitely got women up out of some situations that they were being broken in. Because women didn't have a voice. Our voices didn't count.
That's true.
Property. We were actually property.
All of that is. Oh, not to cut you off. I was about to say all of that is true, but at the same time, it did more harm. Because number one, when you breaking up the black family, I could teach a man how to go about being a man, but I can't teach a man how to be a man. And right now, our kids are these YNs. Just in Inkster, when I was down south for a funeral, just this past week, one of the girls I know, her son got killed. It was a 15 and 17-year-old had a shootout, killed each other.
Wow.
Okay. Then they was investigating the homicide from that 2 days ago, day before yesterday, and a police officer shot the other brother in the back. And they since they was younger, they had been in prison. It's been a house divided. So when I say that, I say like, I mean, women had to get up their own enough. You know what I'm saying? Still a lot of women that out here that's still taking a lot of stuff with the check. You know what I'm saying? I believe it did way more harm than anything. All of the stuff that they give us did more harm. When we were separated from, not to get off our subject, but when we were separated, like with the white people, like we wanted the whites only pie, but we didn't realize how many pies we already had. We had more million and billionaires back then than we do now. We don't own no land now. They took all our land. When we was almost half part landowners, but now what do we have? So it did a lot in the sense of because welfare was actually made for white people. So a lot of black people don't know that it was not made for black people. It was made to help white people. But then they see what they can do when they divide the house, where the man can't be in the house no more. You know what I'm saying? And they played on us in our black women. They played on us because to the world, we are the lowest people on the totem pole, but we are black woman is the most educated woman in the world.
Oh yeah.
The most educated woman in the world. But we are still getting paid less. We getting everything is not we don't get treated with fairness nowhere. That's why, just as a Black woman, I always try to tell Black women to learn a little bit about some of everything. You don't need to know the conversation, but you need to be able to understand the conversation when you sitting at a table.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it did more harm than like the Black woman sticking up for herself, which is most definitely, because I done been through abusive stuff. So that's most definitely a good outlook on that.
Partner
And
by
So we can get back towards the topic, right? Now check this out. What we was talking about, like with these men and everything, and Sugar, you saying it was something in the air with the estrogen. I'm gonna say this, as a mother, what I've seen is a lot of times with Black mothers, we coddle our sons, we baby them, and with our daughters, we hard on them and we push them out, right? We force our daughters to be strong. I'm part of that problem too. Like my two daughters they some strong Black women. They some hard working Black women. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm really proud of them. Baby, them boys, man, so lazy. Ain't went nowhere. Go to school for 6 months because I complain. Then so. And so I'm saying that to say, like, a lot of times with us mothers, you know what I'm saying, we cripple our boys. We cripple them. We ain't forcing them to stand up. You know what I'm saying? And both my boys got daddies, and ain't nobody forcing them to stand up. We're not forcing them young men to stand up.
That's like I said in the beginning when we was talking. I say we ain't taking the titty up out their mouth. You understand what I'm saying? So instead of them standing up being a man to these women, they running back to mama when a problem occur. You understand what I'm saying? They don't. They not problem solvers. They whiners.
Yes, maybe big time whiners.
They're princesses. They're being raised to be princesses instead of princes and kings.
Yes.
And they're being raised to be a little bit sassy and they want to be cared for and pampered, and like where the men that like working and like taking care of and providing for their families? That like a lot of that does not exist anymore. They would prefer that they sit at the crib and play the game all day while you go work hard. Then you got to give them money. Then you got to feed them, and you got to have sex with them and buy them stuff. And then but then you're also expected to say, "Hi, King. You're the king."
No, for real.
You gotta make it make sense. Because to me, you don't look like a king. You look like a dependent.
Man,
another child
on whatever you can do.
Come on now, we just gonna keep it funky. We just gonna keep it a little funky.
Yeah,
and I'm not sharing my jeans or my purse with no man.
You say your blue jeans?
I'm not sharing my skinny jeans or no purse with no man. I'm just not doing it.
I mean, I just like, I'm gonna pick up my hair scarf and say, do you want to borrow mine for the night, or can I wear this tonight? Like, come on now, like, it's hard to treat a man like a man in a relationship if you're not doing
manly stuff.
If you acting like a girl.
For real.
Yeah.
I mean,
so true.
Yeah. So
and a lot of times
now
you
got somebody that's trying to be cuter than you and in the mirror more than you are.
Listen. Woo. And that is so strange. I dated I looked and I was just like, okay, I know I'll be in the mirror, but we both be in this mirror. This is just weird. And I did not talk to him no more after that. This was years ago. I learned that lesson. I'm talking about we was both in the mirror and I just kind of looked and was like, Even with the selfie thing, like at one point in time, it was just like real men, they just is not big on selfie game. They be big on selfie game now. Like be taking pictures of
them niggas be having whole photo shoots for team.
Listen.
Yes, they do.
They got the selfie games now. So it has definitely been a change. But like on our topic, like when we're talking about as far as the fact of finding love or you putting all these different things in, and then in the end So what about those times where, like, let's talk about like someone that's actually been in prison, right? They hold it down for that person the whole time. You know what I mean? And they get out and they go the whole other route on you. Like you ain't
Baby,
did nothing. They got
I'm a
somebody.
prison
As a matter of fact, all the fundamentals and things that you have placed and instilled, you know what I mean? You've been placed and instilled so much into this individual, and they go and put that somewhere else.
Mm.
Been there,
Like,
done that. Got about 5 t-shirts. Baby. Every ninja I did the bit with came home and did something different. Do you hear what I said? Every single one. Not one of them.
one time was enough for me. Petrified. I'm petrified. You say you're dog, I'm gonna holler at you, okay? I'm gonna holler at you.
Listen,
I was under
but
the
I'm we talking, we keeping it 100, right?
That, baby, and they still cut loose. Baby, they still broke wide. It was so crazy.
But it's kind of your fault.
Yeah.
Because number one, when a person is in prison, of course they gonna tell you anything and everything because they don't have nothing to do. They need something or somebody to dream about, to think about. They need somebody to do their cash app, run their errands. They need somebody to send their grandmama flowers. They need somebody to do all that. So when people think, oh, I'm gonna get married while he in jail, or when he come home, we gonna be together. This man been in prison how long? You think your pussy gonna be excuse me. Your stuff gonna be the only stuff.
Go get loose, yeah.
He gonna listen. He ain't seen none but me in how many years? He about to try to run through some stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like a woman that is messing with a man that's coming straight out, like he shouldn't. I don't even want him to come live with me. Go sow your royal oats, and when you get your stuff together, come holler at me.
I just want to know when the man.
You say what?
When the man come home from prison, he welcome. I got a nice.
Ain't nobody about to play with you tonight, man.
Jailhouse lives be everything.
I got something
like the jailhouse lives.
You know my favorite actor on TV is
Who?
John Wayne. When he say bend over and let me fuck you in the eyes.
Because this ain't supposed to go. We ain't supposed to be over this. Okay. We still got a little time. I can't walk.
Just like they got their little plans, I got my little plans. I'm just messing with y'all.
He talking about I got my little plan too.
Look, quick. Now, see, I see what you're saying. Just for the getting out part. You know what I mean? Because
just for that
you built up. That's amazing. That part I get what you're saying. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm streaming on my Facebook page, right? So Pastor said, Pastor Stephen Gerard Smith said, "Why would you be talking to a guy that act like a woman in the first place?"
But see, here's okay. So let me. I kind of want to answer that a little bit. A lot of the times, people show up as a good representative. Okay, they representatives show up before the real person show up. So you don't even see a lot of that, or we explain stuff away. Let's keep it funky too. We will see something and we explain it away, like, oh, he just did this, or that's. Oh, that he just went through that, or he going through something. No, people show you who they are. They show you who they are. It's up to us to see it and acknowledge it.
Yeah, because I mean, it really don't be like that. And you know what? This last year, I have literally found out that I don't never really put the clock on people. You know, people gonna say I ain't really big on what people tell me. You know what I mean? You gotta, it's a shown type thing, right? But you really gotta put the clock on people. Listen to me. You really have to put the clock on people. You know, especially like in a relationship. Why? Because I mean, in the beginning, everything does be smooth. They gotta find some sort of way to be able to get you. You know what I mean? But in time, it always reveals itself, and it'd be like, "Up there it is." You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah.
That part right there is something that personally I'm still working on, as far as the fact of not putting anybody in the same category, because there are good men. There really are. You know what I mean? It's just that you have to pay attention to all them signs. We cannot be so googly eyed. Let me take my glass off. We cannot be so googly eyed to not see all the stuff that has been right there in our face the whole time. But we loved them. We wanted to mess with them or wanted to work so bad that we ignored all those things.
So like that's explaining stuff away.
Like you were saying, when it comes to the fact of we do be knowing and we do a lot. Accountability is key. You know what I mean? When you see something, stop telling yourself you don't.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? It's there for a reason. You have to lay that stuff when it's in your face or whatnot. It's not there for no reason. Because let me tell you, I also know that for somebody that wants to be in your face and wants to be around, they're not gonna put themselves in no situation to mess up. Don't let them
real
tell you
life.
they're not going to do anything to mess up their spot. So, you know, I totally get it. Like when you were just saying that was 100% our fault. That's why I said one time, it took me one time. I said, hold up. Because I was shocked because I had always had it in my mentality. I ain't dating nobody that's locked up and stuff until it happened to me. I'm talking about I was good true. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a minute.
We all been there.
That got locked up. He did 4 months and he came home and broke wide. But after that, I was having friends that might go to jail. You know, I made my friend, you go to jail, and then you give me all them good lies. But I was there for those. I had learned from the first man. But I love them jailhouse lies, girl. Them be the best lies ever. and I ain't even gonna cap. I was kind of like Queen. When you get out, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna take you down, baby, and send you back over there to your mama. You know what I'm saying? But it's going down, baby. I'm gonna get some of that. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm okay with sitting on back on over there. Cause just like what Sugar said, you know, them niggas do all that time in jail, baby. You ain't the only coochie. I just want that to be the first coochie. That's all.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Piggybacking. Pardon the body. Piggybacking off of what Sugar was saying. You be so intrigued with them being locked up, telling you all these different lies, and baby, honey, that what we gonna do when I do get out? That now, and you running all their errands and everything, making sure that they straight while they in there. So quite naturally, they don't just have you for a pen pal. They got Susie on the other side of you for a pen pal too. So everybody's doing a little pen paling and helping out. But in your mind, you think you the only person. So now you trying to be there, do that. Then when he get out, then he gone on over there to Susie and jumped on over there to somebody else.
But you know what though, Mama? I used to work at a barber shop.
It's not always the same as when somebody is locked up and then they saying that they coming to be with you and they gonna do this and do that. That's even just like you was talking about the different signs people give you. Your body give you signs. You ain't start aching in that hip, and then after a while you need a hip replacement. It was telling you all the time that your hip is hurting, and you didn't want to listen to the signs. So now you got to go and get a hip replacement. But at the same time, the same thing go along with people. You turn around and you not looking at the different signs of what going on with that person because you want to not see them for who they really are. So you overlook it and you overlook it again and again. So now finally when the real person come out, they been there all the time. You was just overlooking the signs.
Yeah.
Because the sad part about that is that everything that I've already known about somebody, I've always seen that more. Okay, she should probably be right back on. I seen it more after the fact, after I'm done being googly eye. You know what I mean? After I'm done, it all come out. It's like all this stuff was right here. And you know what I mean? I just didn't see it at the time. When you want, so the expectation. So then that's when we got the expectation going on. We expect and really want ones to do right. That does not mean that they're going to do right.
That's true, because you know that song that they made, "Loneliness You don't. A lot of people are lonely and they don't know that they're lonely. You understand what I'm saying? And loneliness will cause you to see all type of. Don't you know, like when you're in the desert and you need you some water and you think you see a water fountain over there?
That
Loneliness
illusion.
do your mind the
Illusion.
same way. Have your illusion that this is that thing right there. When he's standing up there with a bat in his hand in front of your face, and you can't see the bat, you just seeing something else.
Yeah.
Because your mind is saying that you want to be pampered, you want to be loved, you want somebody to want you for who you is. And guess what? They know how to woo. They know how to,
Crazy about that though. Let me say
But
this.
y'all, I worked in a barber shop, and the dude told me a long time ago, a man don't even a man don't even have to lie to a woman that like him. If she like him enough, she gonna lie to herself.
yeah. Now that's
Yeah.
the truth.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
truth.
And that shit hit
That's
me
the
like a
truth.
ton of bricks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
whoa, you know. And one of the brothers, as a brother on my timeline, he's in jail, right? He said, well, how do you punish a man for acting like a person who raised them? This is systematic, right? And he said that, and y'all have totally eliminated the usefulness from a man, even in prison, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and sometimes financially. He goes on to say, I love my sisters, but y'all are crazy.
What? We
That was
crazy.
And we are.
what we was just talking
We
about. I
crazy.
just want to let you know, brother, when you watching right now, this is us laughing about our personal experience. It may not be you. I hope that whoever you talking to on your line, that you ain't doing what we talking about that these brothers did on our line. That's the difference there. So, you know, so that was this doesn't have to do with you if you ain't doing those things. that
Right.
they
You don't have to
do.
include yourself inside of the sentence.
Right.
Well, the
I'm
Bible
insert yourself
said that
into this.
he was supposed to make him a helpmate. And if a man at home babysitting, he ain't helping nothing.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's not taking what a man is or none of that away from him. What we saying is that we need men to go back to being men.
Please.
And that's the problem. Like a real man, like a woman, like even me, I know that I'm a dominant woman, but I know how to be submissive to my man.
Right.
I do believe there's a order. I believe a man should be a leader, but I'm not gonna get no any man just because he's a man he's supposed to lead. Heck no. I'm not about to let no man lead me into a ditch, and I don't care who it is.
So you trying to tell me that your masculinity don't be taking over your femininity?
No,
Most times
not when it comes to a man. I believe a
has
man
to.
should do nothing but cook or clean in the house. In reality, that's just how I am. I
It
cook and
has
clean
to.
for when I had a man. I cooked, most definitely cooked and cleaned, made sure his clothes was washed. That's just the woman I am in me.
Mhm.
Is just it's a woman thing. It's a place for a man. It's a place for a woman. But if a
Right.
man ain't big enough to stand in his place, then I'm gonna have to take over both places. Then
Right.
my masculinity is I mean, it's there. You got duality in your body.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
gonna
do.
kick in.
Right.
You got your
Kick
yin
in.
and your yang, so you should be balanced
Right.
in all things anyway. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because when a man back in the day, when a man used to go off, who you think used to protect the house?
Yes.
The woman. So she still got to know how to fight. Not only do she got to know how to cook, clean, fix stuff, build stuff, take care of the kids, take care of the husband. We really don't have time for ourselves.
And never
So we're
Yeah.
not taking, we're trying to get a helpmate, a man that's going to be a man and do his part, not just for bills, but just in the family dynamic, period. Sitting at the table eating with no cell phone. Let's see who can do that. That's something that's a big thing. Cell phones. That's the social media. Like a lot of stuff, they see other people's lives, realize that in reality, you have to live your own. You can't look at everybody else's. And that's just the facts with what's going on in the world today. So it's not that we taking nothing from the men. We need the men to be men.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Yes. So we have 9 minutes left of our show. This part one, because you know this is gonna be a nice broad one for us and whatnot. And we definitely have kept the conversation going. So I want to make sure that with this last 9 minutes that that if we're missing any comments, so if anyone is commenting and they're on Facebook, We cannot see those comments on the live here, but I do have my live stream up from Facebook, and there has been a lot said. So pardon the body for not being able to follow you guys as you're talking. But on YouTube, we do see these comments. So if you want them live, you can go to our YouTube with the live podcast, and we'll be able to see those live. So just a reminder to everyone that's commenting on Facebook, if you were to go over to YouTube, that you could have your comments posted live and we can follow you a lot better there. We had Katrina here that said, but there's a difference between masculinity traits that we don't realize though, Sugar.
What's the difference?
Like what?
Right.
sorry.
I was gonna say she kind of spoke on that though, Katrina, as far as the fact that we do have we'll never be men, but we do have things where we just kind of pick up on because we have to, because it's gonna do it. If that makes sense, Katrina, if that's what you're saying. So maybe she wrote that before you broke it down, because then she said, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then another thing, like a lot of women does look for a man to be in their life. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women don't know what type of man to look for to be in their life, because they might have had a deadbeat daddy. They might not have had a daddy at all. They didn't have a real man in their house that was with their mom to teach them how a daughter supposed to be treated by another man. And it goes for the men too. You know what I'm saying? They was probably not in a home where a man taught them how to be a man. The mama had to, and I'm not saying that a woman cannot raise a man to be a real man, because she can, a strong black man. So I'm not taking nothing from the mother giving the information to that child for them to be the best that they could be. But I'm just saying it's a whole lot of stuff. When you say you need a man, what is the word that make a person consist of being a man? If they don't know their ABCs, how they gonna know how to be a man? You understand what I'm saying? When they so used to crying and having somebody pick up the pieces for them. I'm serious about that. It's hard out here. It's hard out here. What I have to pick up and Sugar, I'm going back on what you said. We do, as women, got a whole lot to do. And even when we got a man that we feel is a good man, we holding him up. Just like I done seen so many different women that help their men go through school. They going to school. They're the woman to stop going to school, to take care of the house, to work a little part-time job so they could go get their license being a doctor, being a lawyer. And when they get there, next thing you know, they got the secretary. That's this bitch. Excuse my French. It's one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, when we love how we go in hard for these people that don't offer us no insurance.
Yeah.
Right.
No insurance or no assurance. Because I done started businesses, and Queen, I done started businesses with men, and they done took the business and ran off with another mother chucker, baby.
Yeah, that's the truth. So
and the business
when does it stop? When does it stop? When do we get to get a coat put on our back? You know what I'm saying? And then they want to holler about women going over there kissing on other women. So I don't do no PUSSY, y'all. I don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing about it, that when they get the doggone women and stuff like that, then women be more aggressive than them niggas be. Because they trying to be a man that they don't know. You see, it's just too racked up bull crap. And the system got a whole lot to do with the dysfunctionalities in all of our households for us having the mate that we supposed to have. Yeah. So I ain't gonna say blame it on the boogie, because they need to blame it on themselves, because some people should have some common sense. Some common sense. And a lot of these guys, they came up, they seen dope fiends, pimps, and hustlers. Everybody wanted to be a pimp. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to have that sister to go out there. They lost respect for black women by treating them like a lady, and the women lost respect for themselves. You know what I'm saying? When they started coming, if you look at back in the days and stuff like that, you could look by the way the women dressed. They covered up everything to let the man know they was looking for that treat for what they were gonna get there. You hear what I'm saying? Because they didn't know what was behind it. But everything is so out open now. Everything is just so revealing. You hear what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to imagine no more.
Yeah.
Shoot, they get mad so much and then get locked up in jail. Then after their imagination go to the fantasy island. I ain't gonna keep on cracking on them like that though.
So we got 5 minutes. Let's get our final thoughts in. I'm gonna let everyone start with you, Queen, and then let everybody do their final thoughts. And then I'm gonna end it and close us out, ladies.
Well, my final thought is this. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we're so far in the race of dysfunctionality as far as our mates are concerned, and it is so much domestic and mental violence going on. These women are so broken. You hear what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And people just trying to grab onto anything, and they'll just go for anything.
Yeah.
So y'all can take it from there. You know,
D Will.
woo woo.
We can't hear
Can't
you,
hear you.
Spirit.
Okay, Mama Teresa, while we wait for D Will.
All right. Like they always said, behind every good man or a man standing on something, there's a good woman. Because the woman is doing all the pushing, like Suge was saying. You know, the woman took care of the house and whatever it was to be did, not just at home, but she started working, putting in there. She started taking care of, furthermore, than that, she was the accountant, the lawyer, she's the doctor. You know, she did it all when it comes to taking care of the household. And then with some men, like you said, there are still good men that have stood up and came in, showed appreciation to that woman in one way or another, and also where they have been there to help with what the woman is going through. Furthermore, as being a mother or a mother to the children, and also being the wife or fiance or whoever to that man. It's taking a lot for that woman to do what she got to do. And a man coming in appreciating some of that, because you got so many people now, like you said, are blindsided by just wanting to be with anybody and hearing anything to say that, oh, I love you, you look good. And the
Okay, we got
person
5
haven't
minutes.
received any of that from anybody.
Women.
So now they taking it from anybody. It don't make no difference how they treating them right now. They just taking that in because they getting that feeling of wanting to be wanted by somebody.
Right. Okay. Let the next
Honey.
person go. Yeah.
Okay. So I really ain't got. 'Cause I didn't talk the whole show, so I really ain't got. too much. But what I can say is this: like speaking personally, because I can only speak for myself. I know with me, my picker off, and my picker has been off because. And see, I was raised. My parents were married. I was raised in a 2-family household, but my daddy was the pimp. My mom was the only woman that he didn't pimp. The only one. You understand what I'm saying? Literally, I'm 53 years old. My mom was the only man. My mom was the only woman that my daddy didn't pimp. So, like, I grew up with a distorted sense of reality. You understand? Because they say daughters choose men like they daddies. You understand what I'm saying? So, my picker off, and I know my picker off, and that's why I am sitting by myself and celibate till I figure it out. Because it's off.
Yeah.
I can't blame nobody. I got to be accountable. My picker is off, but it's off because I'm a product of my environment.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Sugar.
I can't wait. I'm gonna write this down for next week to
Okay.
go along with what you saying, honey, about being a product, picking
can't
being
hear
a
you,
product
Sugar.
of your environment. Just the overall, us as women, even though I can't wait to part 2, us as women,
At least I
like
can't hear.
Sis Fatima said, we have to be accountable in all things we do. We see flags. We got to stop seeing flags and putting the flags to the side, just collecting them. We see a flag, if it say do not enter, we're not supposed to enter. And we have to see everything for face value, not just in our relationship with our men and our relationships with everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
And the best thing you could do is take yourself out the situation.
Absolutely.
So that's all I have to say.
Okay, appreciate that, sister. D Will.
To all my 40+ year olds, we not we no longer volunteering and donating to y'all rap careers. Okay, that ship has sailed, y'all. That ship has sailed. Let it go. It should be a hobby. That's cool if it's your hobby. We ain't donating towards the rap careers. If you ain't made it by now, baby, you ain't gonna make it.
You
I'm
ain't gonna
sorry.
make it.
I can't.
I'm just saying, I really wanted to say that because a lot of our men aspire to be rappers and they really feel some kind of way if you not donating to their rap careers. You 40+, baby. If you ain't made it by now, you probably not going to. And if you do, we only gonna support maybe with a little studio time. That's about it, okay?
Well, this
So
We'll come to the concert, buy a ticket.
yeah, you know, we'll
get
come
that
hold your
far.
coat on the stage. That's that's all we got for you. But no, seriously, I think people have to be okay. Number one, it's okay to be lonely. We have to figure out it's okay. We have to figure ourselves out. And the only way you figure yourself out is by being lonely and by being alone and sitting with yourself and spending time with yourself so you can figure out what you do or don't want, why you getting it wrong, what's right, how to make it right, how to change and adapt and all of that good stuff. So rap careers are out for 40+. And we gonna sit with ourselves and figure ourselves out, and that way when we do find a mate, we can come and bring our best foot forward. Amen.
Okay.
yes. All right. Well, there is so much, of course, that we can say, and this topic is going to go on and on. So there is a part 2 where we'll be talking about how did loyalty get so cheap and love lose so much commitment. So stay tuned, y'all. I'll share my thoughts with next episode only because we ran out of time. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us for another episode of the Aisha Sisterhood podcast with Queen Sue and the sisters. I'm so glad to see all my sisters here today and sharing our valuable opinions. We love you guys. We appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook pages. Follow us. We're going places. We're doing things. We're very active. And we will see you guys next week. Be looking out for those flyers. It should be out by the middle of the week.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Love you guys.
Love ya.
Love you too.
Hello. Hello. Get this. Oh, nothing. What's going on?
Queen, we still on live. I'm trying to hang up.